And we have now the fourth competitor of the day from Taiwan, from Jazz Cafe, China, Chad Wang. A big round of applause for Chad. It's the fourth competitor.
Hi.
I'm not going to talk to you too much now because you're focused on your presentation. So as soon as you finish, we talk.
Okay.
Enjoy your presentation, and whenever you're ready, you can say time. I'm going to invite the judges now. And enjoy. Judges are here. I have Scott Connery from the US, the head judge. And I have three sensory judges, Gloria from Switzerland. I have Lucas from Poland. I have Solini from Thailand, and Anya also from Poland. These judges spent 2 days on an intense workshop. We're getting ready for the competition, calibrating and deliberating and enjoying. Important volunteer work that we appreciate a lot. So I have three sensory judges. You're ready, I have from Switzerland. I have Lucas.
Please make yourselves comfortable.
I have Solini from
And I'm ready when you are.
Anya also from Poland. Too much now because you're focused on these judges spent 2 days on an intense workshop. We're getting ready for the competition.
Music, please.
Volunteer work that we appreciate. Head judge. So I have three sensory judges.
Please make yourselves comfortable. Time. And judges, a very warm welcome. I'm Chad. My perception of coffee was changed last year through opportunities in tasting, and that's when I realized how memory makes up our coffee. Today I wish to connect the coffee, the barista, and the guest. First, I warm the cups for my guests with hot water. And now I invite you to open up your perception into memory and new horizons. We begin with number 227, the coffee that I picked for you out of 300 coffees on a cupping table in Panama last month. The 9th Plus Geisha Estate is located in Volcan, Cia de Pando. It's 182 hectares with over a third coverage of tall wild shade. It's hot in the day due to the high altitude of 1,800 meters, cold in the night from the mist of the Pacific Ocean. Temperature ranges from 8 degrees to 30 degrees with humidity of 80%. Conditions produce superior geisha cherries. Life flourishes on this beautiful land where 200 pickers and their families call home. And here are your menus. The ladies first. Judges, I'll be giving you some information today, but please, don't rush to make notes. You can take the menu backstage and compare notes later. For these 10 minutes, please enjoy my presentation. For my coffee, purple geisha cherries from lot 227 were hand-picked in mid-January. Fermented in a glass box under constant low temperature in the dark room. Dried over a single layer slowly for 21 days in the blue room. A new processing. But why is this relevant? Please imagine that picking of the uniform colored cherries ensures a clean cup. Fermentation, breaking down sugar to produce lactic acid and aromatic ester compounds, which you will taste as pineapple acidity. Processing information are valuable to producers, of course, but I believe that it's only relevant to you, the guests, if the barista can help you connect and relate to the cup that you're served. And our connection begins with roasting. My roaster Yuqing roasted the coffee right here in Budapest. It was roasted 3 days ago to Actron 70 to 87 for 9 minutes 20. The profile gives honey-like sweetness and complexity to the cup. As a brewer, I searched for the best brew method for each and every coffee. I chose the ceramic V60 because it's temperature stable and it highlights a dynamic acidity from hot to cold, making my brew more sophisticated. I used filter paper for clarity in the cup. I pre-wet the paper backstage and allowed my V60 to cool to room temperature because brewing on cool ceramic enhances the intensity in the aroma of my brews. This is our second connection. I sealed my ground coffee in this dark glass bottle to reduce oxidation of light and air exposure. And my recipe for today, 15 grams of ground coffee, 250 ml of water to brew 220 ml of beverage. I'm using fine grind and you can see the grind size right here on the menu. This increases the viscosity of the body. And I also brought my own water. It was filtered to remove impurities and add magnesium for natural sweetness. It's 70 TDS, pH 6.8, and it gives my brew a soft mouthfeel and clean finish. Kettles were set at 93 degrees, which means the pouring temperature is 92 for optimum density and kinetics. By this I mean the movement of bubbles and the weight of the water, which affects the extraction. I pre-infuse for 30 seconds to enhance the sweet acidity. And after pre-infusion, I pour steadily down the center to avoid any unnecessary turbulence with fine grinds. Both kettles are full of water for stability and temperature, and I brew 3 at once so I can serve at the same time. Total time will be 2 minutes for clean cup. Target TDS 1.42 for intensity and aroma and flavor. Judges, while I brew, please turn over your menus. Thank you. You'll find a summary of our connections today. Relax and enjoy the music. Thank you for waiting. It never ceases to amaze me how coffee changes with temperature. Thus, I give you 2 profiles for this coffee. Let's go through the cup profile for when the coffee is hot whilst referring to your menu. And please turn over your menus again. As you see here, in the aroma, first you will find melon, followed by mixed stone fruits like peach, apricot, sweet butterscotch, and floral hibiscus in the end. And the flavour is overwhelming with melon, followed by white peach, fresh orange blossom, sweet dark caramel finish, and in the aftertaste, exotic kiwi, which turns to banana liqueur and pink grapefruit finish. And please take a moment to observe the coffee packs. You'll see that all the heights are the same for consistency. I used 15 grams of coffee today. For the coffee pack to be 7 centimeters, with 4 centimeters triangular solid cone, the best height and thickness, to balance the acidity and body. And now we move on to tasting, our third connection. Your tasting instructions are right here on the menu. I first serve you the carafe to assess the aroma. Please. And you can take the carafe and swirl. Aye. Please. Swirl, thank you. Take your time while I prepare your cups. Moving on. When assessing flavor and acidity, please use your cupping spoons. For body and aftertaste, drink directly from the cup. And because you'll be drinking from the cup, so I created a closed thermal system with hot water and cloth. The rooms will be warm for you to sit. And when the coffee is warm, you will find more tropical fruits like mango. The aftertaste, more sweet citrus fruits like blood orange. The acidity is medium to high in intensity, sweet like peach first, and then turns bright to vibrant pineapple. The body, medium intensity, syrupy and smooth texture. This coffee is very well balanced with sweetness and acidity, and overall, it's a very sophisticated cup. Fruity, rich when hot, clean, transparent when warm. Judges, this coffee is truly amazing. So apart from the evaluation, please enjoy it. First up, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for waiting. And as we come to an end, I'd like to leave you with a thought of what drinking filter coffee really means for me. Connection from farm to guest. A good barista doesn't just make good coffee. We sense and we connect. We remind ourselves why coffee is our life. For holding the warmth, I'm Chad. It was a pleasure to brew for you. Time.
Perfect. That's the presentation of Chad Wong, our competitor number 4 from Taiwan, from Just Cafe China today. Beautiful presentation. Beautiful.
Hi.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
Let's face the camera so that they can see us on the screen. How was it?
It was good. It was good. Very, I feel very eccentric right now.
Excited. Yeah. Were you nervous? You didn't seem to be nervous at all. Such a control of everything, all the details.
I hoped I was okay and for the judges, but as you see, I'm sweating like a yeah.
It's such a
it's a very hot
moment
stage.
of concentration, but it did beautiful. I was paying attention to every single detail of your presentation. You changing the sides of the handles because you had a left-handed person on table. That's attention to details.
Thank you very much.
And when did you select this coffee? Did you use the coffee for the competition, your national competition?
No, I used a different coffee for my nationals. The crop that I got for my nationals was from December. As you may know, the Panamanian coffees mostly produce the most beautiful cherries around February to April. So actually this coffee was selected in February, end of January, February. So this is a much more beautiful quality of cherries.
And for how long have you been trying, and did it take a long time for you to create the profile?
Excuse me for me. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. Lucas.
Thank you, judges.
Fiona. Thank you.
Zulini, Gloria, Lucas,
Thank you very much.
Enya, our shadow judge.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Scott, thank you.
Hi.
So did it take you a long time to develop the roast profile, or was it...
Actually, we've tried 16 roast profiles.
16.
Yes, and this was the best one. This is number 3, the profile. But I have a very competent roaster, and I trust everything. I leave everything to her. I just taste and tell her, oh, I think we can change this. I think we can change that. But my roaster is very competent.
And how much time does it take to create a presentation and to think of the move, and what you're gonna say, and the menu, everything you have on the table?
I suppose it takes a long time because you notice something that you can improve upon, so you change little by little. Of course, I had a very complete presentation last year, and I just built upon that. So last year I only had one side of the menu, so this year I had 2. Last year it took me 3 rounds to take the V60 back and forth, and this year it only took 1.
Always
just
improve.
details like that. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have anybody here at the audience that you would like to thank for the support they've given you for this presentation?
Yes, of course. I have lots of friends here. I see them right now, and I know there are a lot of people watching back home. I just want to say hi to them as well. Hi Taiwan, hi Just Cafe. Thank you for watching.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is our competitor from Taiwan, competitor number 4 from Just Cafe China, Chad Wang. Beautiful presentation. Thank you so much. Remember that you can try these coffees at the Serve the Audience bar right behind you at Curtis. And remember that you have an appointment with the Marco Brew Bar where they're going to have a demonstration, Aspro at 11:30 and one on the Clever Dripper at 2 p.m. Buy the tickets for the party tonight at 8 o'clock. And also don't forget to go to our store to get the items, all the merchandise we have. And then we're going to have a short break for our next competitor. Thank you again, Chad, and I see you guys around.
want you to cast your mind back to the last time that you had a coffee experience that was exactly as the barista described. Now, we all know how good moments like this feel. The reason why they feel so good is because of trust. Every time we create an expectation, we're making a promise. When we deliver upon the expectation, we're keeping that promise. This builds trust in any relationship. Now, I know you all love specialty coffee, and if we want to see this industry thrive, we need trust. Trust allows us to connect specialty coffee to the cafe customer, and if we want to keep them there, we need them to be engaged, learning and understanding more about coffee quality. In order for a customer to really appreciate coffee quality, there needs to be an understanding of the decisions made by the barista and how these reflect the passion and the hard work of both producer, roaster, and how this all translates to the final experience in the cup. Now, over the past months leading up until this routine, I've explored every variable I can imagine, and the decisions I've made will be the focus of the next 15 minutes. Now, all the key information is on the placemats in front of you, so sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Starting with the coffee. For all 3 courses, you'll be drinking an anaerobic natural sidra produced by Nestor Lasso on his farm, El Diviso, in the region of Huila, Colombia. Now today, I'll be highlighting 4 key decisions, 2 represented on the signature drink box to your right, and 2 on the signature drink box to your left. My goal in sharing these decisions and their impact is building layers of trust. Together, over the next 15 minutes, we'll be building layers of your signature drink, linking the key decisions made to the ingredients used and the flavors you'll experience in the cup. Now, purposefully split the drink into 2 components because we'll be highlighting different elements of El Diviso and we'll bring them together later on at the end. Now, just as I'm asking you to trust in me, I've specifically chosen to work with Nestor because I trust in him, his experience as a producer, and the decisions that he's made that have better allowed me to deliver upon my promise to you of what you'll experience in each course. So our first key decision was Nestor's, to ferment this coffee for 80 hours anaerobically. This led to higher concentrations of organic acids, bigger, definable flavors, which I find directly improves the accuracy of flavor for your espresso course. So I'll get you to please slide down to the signature drink section of the score sheet because we're going to be representing this decision by adding 5 grams of lacto-fermented passion fruit. Now, I prepared this by combining 1 part passion fruit with 1% salt and fermenting at room temperature for 5 days. I chose passion fruit because it has a vibrant citric acidity that pairs really well with El Diviso, and in your signature course, this will create a new flavor note of plum, if you'll please write that down. Now turning your attention to the espresso course. In your espresso, you'll be tasting flavor notes of blackberry, cherry, and red wine. The tactile will be a medium weight. It'll have a juicy texture and a long, lingering red wine tannin finish. Now, flavor calls are a key component of trust. If something were to happen with my extraction, the experience wouldn't match the expectations. So to ensure that I can deliver upon my promises today, I chose the wheat distribution technique. So the needles of this wheat tool are spaced so they cover the entire surface area of the basket with 1 spin of this handle. Now, with multiple spins, the grinds distribute themselves evenly from top to bottom and side to side. All of this leads to a more even and dependable extraction so that I know that that flavor note of blackberry is both in the espresso and it tastes really good. So please slide down to the signature drink section of your score sheet once again, because we're going to represent this decision by adding 5 grams of Colombian honey, produced by the bees on the farm. Now I chose this honey because it has a complexity that reminds me of Elderviso, and in your signature drink, that's going to create a flavour note of sultana, which you might also know as golden raisin. Now on the placemat in front of you, you'll see a purple aromatic disc. When I serve you the espresso, I'll ask you to please assess the crema and place the disc directly on top of the cup. We're going to let your espresso cool to 50 degrees, which will really highlight that flavour note of blackberry. And in the meantime, the aroma disc is going to capture all of those volatile aromatics, giving more prominence to the flavour notes I've just given you. Now, whilst these are extracting, let's introduce our third key decision. In order to refine those beautiful red wine tannins that you're about to experience, my roaster and I finished the roast at an end temperature just 2 degrees higher than first cracked. This resulted in lighter external colours, and from here, we extended the post-first crack development to 24%, ensuring solubility and sweetness. So just assessing the crema and placing that purple disc on top. Thank you. There we go. Cheers. Here we go. Now I'll get you to slide down to the signature drink section of the score sheet once again, because we're going to add complexity to those tannins that we've highlighted through this decision by adding 5 grams of cold brewed hibiscus tea. Now I prepared this by combining 1 part hibiscus with 15 parts water and brewing for 12 hours at 4 degrees. I chose hibiscus because it has wine-like tannins reminiscent of your espresso, and in your signature drink, that's going to create a flavour note of cranberry. Now in a moment, I'll ask you to enjoy your espresso. When I do, please place the aroma disc to the side of the cup, stir, placing your spoons in the silver cup, and enjoy across 2 sips. So go ahead and enjoy. We're going to move on to your milk course. So I'll get you to please write this down. In your milk course, you'll experience flavour notes of cherry, butterscotch, and chocolate mousse. So now I'd like to share with you some of the decisions that I've made to deliver upon those descriptors through milk. Now, after a lot of fine-tuning, I found that by steaming the milk to 55 degrees and serving it at 50 degrees in the cup, we're going to really highlight that flavour note of cherry. And now, I am so excited to introduce to all of you the 4th key decision, milk cryo-desiccation. So how it works is I place frozen milk into a chamber. I've reduced the pressure, creating a vacuum, whilst applying a gentle heat over the course of 24 hours. Now this combination of lower pressure and heat caused the frozen water in that milk to turn directly into a vapor, leaving behind a powder of milk concentrated by 900%. So I've left some of that in front of each of you if you'd like to have a look. Enjoy. From here, I've recombined 30 grams of that powder with 300 grams of the original milk I froze. This doubled the concentration of sugars, fats, and proteins in the milk, directly improving the taste experience and the texture of the drink, whilst lifting up those beautiful qualities of El Diviso. Enjoy. Now I found this was best expressed in an extraction of 22.5 grams in, 38 grams out, in 28 seconds. And I've combined this with 90 grams of this delicious cryo-desiccated milk. All yours. Enjoy. Thank you. Now, as you may have noticed, I've been leaving these extractions to cool throughout the routine. I've done this because it highlights the acidity in El Diviso, really helping lift up that beautiful flavour note of cherry that you're about to taste. Perfect. Enjoy. There you go. Inspired by the concentration of flavour and texture that we achieve through cryo-desiccating the milk, please slide down to the signature drink section of your score sheet once more, because we're going to represent this by adding 5 grams of cryo-desiccated date syrup. Now I prepared this syrup by combining 1 part date with 1 part water and sous vide for 3 hours at 60 degrees to highlight the natural flavour of this ingredient. Similar to your milk blend, I've then cryo-desiccated that syrup, doubling the concentration of flavour and intensity. This is going to create a flavour note of sweet toffee in your signature course. And now, let's move on to your signature drink. So my goal today was to build trust through the key decisions I've made to deliver upon my descriptors in each course. Today, we've introduced 4 of those decisions, inspired by them 4 ingredients that have led to the 4 flavour notes I've just given you of plum, sultana, cranberry, and sweet toffee. Now this is all represented on the placemat in front of you. Now here, I've got 1 double espresso of the milk extraction, the cryo-desiccated date syrup, and the cold brewed hibiscus tea. I've nitrogen flushed it and held it on a hot water bath, and this is going to highlight a nectar-like texture in this drink. If you please write that down. Now over here, we've got 1 double espresso of the espresso extraction. We've got the lacto-fermented passion fruit and the Colombian honey. Now I've been using this magnetic stirrer to mix the ingredients whilst heating and aerating the drink. This is going to highlight sweetness and articulation in your signature drink. Now, just like your espresso course, I'll be serving this drink at a temperature of 50 degrees with an aromatic disc to capture the aromatics, giving more prominence to the flavour notes I've just given you. I'll ask you to wait until I call time before assessing the drink, and when I do, please remove the disc, swirl for 3 seconds, and enjoy across 3 sips. Now, as I said at the beginning, every cup of coffee we make is a promise. All my experience in this industry means nothing if I don't use it to create trust and connect with people. So I really hope that you all feel I've delivered upon my promises today and created the level of trust that has brought the 5 of us closer together. Because moments like this right here are so important for the progression of this amazing industry that we are all a part of. So please, please enjoy time.